What's going on, guys? Back with another video. My name is Avery and you're watching Avery's Tutorials. Now guys, do you ever take a really lame photo like this and you want to turn it into something creepier? Maybe it's Halloween, you want to freak your friends out. Turn it into something like this? Then this video is for you guys. I'm going to teach you how to do exactly that with whatever photo you want. Without further ado, guys, let's get into Photoshop tutorial number 3. Alrighty guys, so starting off here in Photoshop, you can find any picture. I went on Google and I found a couple pictures like this. You see that, and then you got creepy, like you can find a girl, a normal girl, or yourself, or take a picture of yourself and use that. But we're gonna be using this random picture of me that I took specifically for this video, and then we're actually going to start on the tutorial. Wow, so you can move it around and whatever you want. You can resize it, whatever, but we're just gonna open the picture that we want to use, and then we will continue from there and start with this tutorial. Come over here, you guys. You want to make sure that your main color, your color picker, the foreground color, select the foreground color to be D5, D5, D5. Alright, make sure it's on that. Make sure this background color is black, and boom, there we go. And then go over to your little brush tool over here, and you can actually, what you can do is go over to your brush tool, and we're gonna make it 37, the hardness is 0. You can make it around 60, but I'm gonna keep it around there. So now we're gonna go over to the eyes, right? And we're gonna create a new layer over here. So create a new layer. You don't have to name anything this time. Just start coloring in on your eyeballs. By the way, guys, make sure your opacity is at 100. That's something that I just forgot. Yeah, make sure your opacity is at 100. If it's not, you can change that simply and easily. By the way, if my Photoshop looks a bit different than yours, it's okay. I'm just using CS2. I'm using CS2 because it's, number one, it's free. You can get the whole CS2 suite for free. Again, if you want to see a video on that, then let me know and I'll make a video on how to get the whole CS2 suite for free. Alright, that looks okay. I mean, it looks terrible right now. Now, granted, I am not taking my time, but if you take your time, it'll look good. It won't start looking good until, like, when you're just about done with the whole entire thing. That's the only time that it will start to look good. So already, it's just whited out eyes. Not completely white, but white enough. Alright guys, so now that you're done doing these creepy eyeballs, you can go over here, make sure you're on layer 1, and go over to this little masking tool right there, click that little mask button, make sure you're on layer 1 and on the mask. And then what you want to do from there is, then you want to click X. That's why your background color needs to be black. So you can click X or click this little thing right here, and that'll make it black. And we're gonna use black for the next part here. So we're gonna do that. You can now take the opacity, or the pixels on your brush up to around 47, and take the opacity on the brush. Just basically start going around the eyeball, like getting the darker areas, making your eyeball a bit darker around here. You're adding shade to the eyeball to make it look a bit more realistic than just a shade of a color. You see what I'm saying? So, boom. Oh yeah, that looks actually really good. As you can tell. Now same with the other one, just obviously like go around the corners of the eyes and just all in all make it really much more darker. Alrighty guys, so now obviously my eyes are looking a lot better already. Like that's, they're looking a lot better because we added the shades around the eyes, and just to make it look like it's a bit more fitting into my eyeballs instead of just like you know, popping out. Okay guys, so now that you've done everything you really need to the eyeballs, you know, the shading, and if you over shaded, deleting any of these shades, like re-going over them and whatnot, like that. And actually, to re-go over the shades, what you want to do is come over here and click on the first box, and then you can do the reshading, but I don't really find a need to. Now you want to make sure you're on layer 1 still. Hover over the first little, you know, you see a checkerboard. Hover over that and click Control and click, and that'll make the eyeballs, you know, that'll explain the eyeballs. Basically, what that will do, as you guys just saw, it'll create these little marching ants around your eyeballs, and that's what we want to happen. Now you want to go over to Select, Modify, and Expand. Make sure the expand is by 1, and boom, you just expanded your eyeballs by 1. Now guys, what you want to do is just create a new entire layer. Make sure the marching ants are still around your face. If they aren't, I don't know really what to tell you. Just if they aren't, you know, if they are like that, like I said, just control and make sure that they are before you keep going. So recreate a new layer. You don't need to name the layer anything like the cartoon Photoshop tutorial where you can cartoon yourself or any other character. Yeah, so you don't have to do any of that. Just create layers and go with it. Now what you want to do, now that you're on layer 2, it should be titled layer 2, go over to edit. Your eyes are still have marching ants around them. Go to edit, fill, make sure you're on 50% gray, not black, not white, 50% gray. Make sure you're on the mode for blending is normal and the opacity is 100. If the opacity isn't 100, make sure it's at 100. If preserve transparency is on, make sure you uncheck that, turn it off, and click OK. What did you do, Avery? You just messed it all up. No, I did not. Go over to layer 2, make sure you're on layer 2, go over to the blending options, and make it an overlay. And boom. And there you go. Yeah. And then go over to your little dodge tool. It will be in a different area if you're using CC 2018. But go over to your dodge tool, right click, and make sure where it says burn tool, make sure you want to click that. Make sure you're on burn tool by right clicking and making sure that there's this little black dot right next to it. And yeah. So the exposure 40, we're gonna go up to like 65 maybe on that, and make sure the range is mid-tones, and the exposure is 40. If it's not, you can just go over here and change it, but I had it perfect, so I'm gonna keep it right there. And now just start going around the eyeballs again. Alrighty guys, now my eyeballs are looking very creepy already. It looks really good, I'm not gonna lie. Now that you've done that, make sure your eyes still have marching ants around them, guys. We're about to take that off here in a second. But right click on the burn tool and make sure it's on dodge tool. To make sure that you are selected, the tool will change, the look of the tool will change, and also you can right click and make sure that that black dot is still there, but this time over where it says dodge tool. Make sure the range is on mid-tones, and you can make the exposure like probably around, I'd say 60. Either way guys, make sure your brush size is on 20 here, and make sure you're on the dodge tool like I said, and go around it again. But this time what we're gonna do is go over to layer 1. Make sure you're still on layer 2, but go over to layer 1 and uncheck it so you can still see your eyeballs. And now you see where the black is around my eyeballs and where the white is? We just gonna basically fill those in. And so basically get a good idea of where they are. And now I'm gonna get a good idea of where they are. It's like one right there. One right there. You guys can kind of see the white coming into place. Now go over to the other eye. Again, and this time I'm gonna start by doing like a curved thing. That's how I did it with the original layer. Just put one right down there and one right up here, and boom. Now you want to go over to highlights that you've done with both the eyes. Click that, and make sure that you're highlighting the eyes, making sure that everything is white and very visible and glowy. Holy crap, guys, it's coming along great. I'm loving it. And yeah. Now, guys, let's see the full-on progress that we made. Uncheck layer 2 and boom. Just dead. You know, normal, dead. You know, kind of creepy with the shadows. And boom. So we just did that. Yeah. And now what you want to do, guys, are the final touches. You can Control D and deselect your eyes. Now, might look kind of weird, but it looks really good, guys. Like, you can see, it looks really good. Come over here to layer 2. Click this little thing next to the masking. And select curves. Now, what I'm going to do is come over here and Alt-Control out of that. Now, go back onto this. And change it from RGB to red. Take the red from the middle. Drag it up a bit. Take the green. Drag that up a bit. Then go to RGB, drag that down a lot. Boom, now it looks really creepy. Now one thing that you can do, and what I found was best, I went over to Glitch HD on Google, typed that in, and found this, right click, copied the image, and pasted it in. And then I just dragged it out just like this, guys. It's that simple. Now, obviously, you're like, Avery, where'd all my progress go? Go over to blending mode on layer 3, and now you can't really see it, and it makes it look trashy. Just tune down the opacity, not a lot, around 50 or 60, and we're never done. I mean, it's that simple, guys. It's that simple. Like, you just did exactly what I did in the beginning. Alright, guys, hopefully you did enjoy this video. If you did, smash that like button down below, guys. It was absolutely insanely easy. Obviously, you need to know some things about Adobe Photoshop before jumping into this tutorial, but, yeah, I hope this is helpful, and, I'll see you all in the next Photoshop tutorial. Peace out!